Gilberts. I want to welcome you to my live call tonight. You have 7 days or they're gone. And what do I mean by that? Stick around. For those of you that do not know me, I've been involved in network marketing for over 40 years. I share a lot of what I've learned in my journey on these live calls. I started in this business totally broke. I had to sell a junk truck to raise the money to get started, which was $200. And ever since then, that is 28 years ago, almost 28, I've been full-time in network marketing. If that interests you, if you want to know more, then stay on. And if you don't, well, then it's okay. Anyway, I'm going to acknowledge some people joining right now. And let's see. I'm going to try to get my chair up a little bit closer there. Yvonne, good morning. Or good evening. Good evening. I say good morning because some of the friends joining are on the other side of the earth. And Jody in Alabama, nice to see you. Good to see you. John in Baltimore, nice to see you. John. Daisy in Miami, Florida. Nice to see you. How are you doing? Good to see you. And who else? We got Anna, Coral Springs, Florida. Yes. Good to see you. Oh, Natalia from Moscow, Russia. You're the furthest one out, sweetheart. And it's got to be late there. So appreciate you being on tonight. Alice in, London. In London. You're up late too. Good grief. Must, something's keeping you up tonight. Oh, London, Ontario. Okay. Man, it's not that late. That's good. Nice to see you. Daniel, bonjour, my French friend. Nice to see you. And she was that Sheila from Hong Kong. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. It's good morning over in Hong Kong. Nice to have you on the call. And George in New York City. How you doing, George? Hope everything is well in your world there. Got on a little later tonight. I was going to get on at 9, but got a little bit delayed, but glad to join you now. Robert Nelson, North Carolina. How's it going, Robert? Hope you're doing well. And who else we got joining this evening? And that is, from the Philippines, or Uno from the Philippines. Nice to see you. Tim King, nice to see you. I believe Australia, if memory serves. Boy, when you get to 64, your memory's not like it was, but I'm not doing bad. So, good to have you on the call. So, you know what's funny? I made an observation. I was talking to my son about this today, Micah, is that you see these people wearing masks. I was driving to a town today to go to a place to pick up some building supplies, just some projects, mostly gardening, stuff for my garden, but anyway. And I was passing one car on a 2-lane, and it's really funny. I noticed that there's only one person in this car and they got a mask on. I'm like, if you're the only person in the car And even if you weren't, if it was just your immediate family members, why the heck would you have a mask on anyway? But you're the only person in the car and you got a mask on. That is so messed up. That's crazy. And then I get to the place where I get in all my garden materials, and it's funny. Walking around the building, then I see these people. He's got a mask on, but it doesn't cover his nose. It doesn't cover his nose, just his mouth. I'm thinking, okay. And then you see these other people. They got the mask right up to here. Doesn't cover the mouth or the nose. And then it's funny. I even ran into a family, some people I knew. And of course, they're all traveling together. The parents are wearing the masks, but the kids are not wearing the mask. Okay, I get this. The virus would never affect young people. So when you got home with them, you're totally safe. Does anybody really understand how to use a mask? It's crazy. Okay. And, of course, there's those people out there who don't even believe in using one. So I'm not going to be in judgment on anybody. But how are you doing? It's Monday. So we're starting a new week. How is this week going to end for you? That's the question. What are you going to get done this week? What are you going to accomplish this week? How will your life and your business and your team be bettered by the end of this week? And how are you going to help those in your team? So we're going to continue a little bit of this discussion, because last week I did a live on your first 72 hours, that is with a new person, working with a new person, and what that should look like. We're talking about your first 3 days. Tonight we're going to talk about the 7 days. And so think about it in this way, that, and let me just recap maybe just a little bit. So, for those of you that didn't catch your first 72 hours or 3 days with that new person, what that should look like. Why is this important? Because we're talking about onboarding again. It's everything. It's really everything in the business. If you have a very good onboarding system, again, if you don't have a system, then people are reliant on you, on your talents and skills, which is a big mistake, which means you'll never be free, because you always got to show up. You've got to be the entertainer. I don't know about you, but that's not for me. I didn't get into network marketing. I'm not emotionally needy. There are a lot of people that come in this and then they're emotionally needy. The problem is when that person doesn't show up, what are you going to do, right? But let's recap a little bit about that. Why, we talked about why an onboarding system is important. 2 reasons, right? First is duplication. The second is it creates leaders. So you have people reliant on a system, not you. That's why you have a system. And an onboarding system is, it's not sophisticated. It's not, it's simply, it is what it is. It's where you teach someone how to do a few steps their first 30, 60, 90 days in the business. Why do we say 60, 90? Because it takes a little time to master basics. If you ever saw the movie Karate Kid, what did Miyagi teach the young boy? Wax on, wax off. To him, it was stupid. To the master, he understood it was fundamental skills in Kung Fu. Your fundamental skills in network marketing, wax on, wax off, is teaching fundamental skills. I mean, just a few steps we're talking about. But it's about mastering it. It's not about showing up, doing it once, doing it twice, practicing on a few people. Oh, it doesn't work. No. How you create momentum is monotony. Doing the same old boring things over again, until you've mastered it. How do you know you master it? When you look behind you and you got 10,000 people following you. I have 700,000 in my organization. I say 700,000. That was a few years ago I checked. I don't keep up with the numbers now. They're not that important to me. But I have 700,000 the last time I checked in, 58 countries. So wax on, wax off, that's what does it. Let's recap briefly your 72 hours. 72 hours, what you want to simply do is they need a clear action plan on what they need to do. And if it's more than 3 or 4 things, it's complicated, right? So clear action plan. We want to make sure that they fill out their contact list. We want to make sure that we educate them on why they shouldn't post about their products and your great company that they just joined on their Facebook page and announce to all their warm market what they did, so their warm market can Google it and find out they got in and made a horrible mistake, right? Because Google doesn't like network marketing. And also download an app. If your company has an app, then we want them to, in other words, the focus in the first 3 days is basically getting them ready. Keep in mind, they don't even have your product yet, because it takes time, right? Unless you delivered it to their door. But if it's coming from your company, which it probably is, and again, if this is the Philippines or in some countries of Asia, some leaders do have products on hand. That's fine. I'm talking about mostly in the Western world here, where that's not the case, and it's going to be shipped. So there's a time delay in that. What do you do in the time delay? The very things I talked about last week, your first 72 hours. And again, when they made that contact list, then we went over that with them to find out who's on that. Who are these people? Tell me something about them. I want to know. Give me your best. Let's talk about your 10 best out of the list. Keep in mind, that list is not something they just do in a day and it's done. The average person knows hundreds and hundreds of people, but it takes them a while to remember. They have to rethink their life, the relationships, the people that they've met. So they're going to work that list for weeks and months. Yes, they'll be right in the middle of a shower and then with suds in their hair going, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe I forgot her." And they're busting out the door, running to their list, okay? So it's like that. So that's the thing. So we want to be able to help them that first 72 hours with those fundamental things. Okay, then what about then after that? After that, about that time, when that 72 hours ends, you have the rest of the week. What you do the rest of the week makes a big difference. I want you to understand something. When they joined you, their excitement level was a 10. Their belief level is a 2. Your job is to get the 2 to be a 10. In other words, get the belief level to match the excitement level. That's where you lose a lot of people, because most people are just going to sign them up, saying, "Welcome aboard," and that's it. They just don't do anything more with that person. I want you to understand that when someone joins you, that's just the beginning. Now the work begins. You say, "Oh my God, what are you talking about? All that follow-up I did just to get that person in, that was a lot of work." Yes, the work is not over. The work is just beginning, really. You got the person signed up, but you don't have them in the saddle. You got the person to sign up. You don't have them in your business yet. At this point, they're just a consumer. Let's get that right. I don't care how great they are, how influential, how popular, whatever, what an awesome person they are. All that's good and fine. But until that person is in action, it means nothing. It means you have a consumer. Now, your job is to get them from being a consumer to a builder. Keep in mind, you're never going to make serious money in network marketing unless you do this. The whole key in getting wealthy in network marketing, and like I said, I have over 700,000 in my network in 58 countries. How do you make that happen? Two things for that to happen, for you to experience wealth in network marketing. You must get people to duplicate and have exponential growth. That is getting 10, who sponsor 10, who sponsor 10. Your first level is 10, your second level is 100, your third level is 1,000, your fourth level is 10,000. You get what I'm saying here, okay? I'm just saying that we're talking about duplication, exponential growth. That's why an onboarding system is very important. If they're relying on your personal talent, forget it. You're going to make a little money, and that's as far as you're going to go. But going back to this, so that's one way that you get wealthy network marketing, exponential growth, right? So 10 who sponsor, 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, exponential growth. The second is retention. Retention. What is retention? Retention means that you got to get those 10,000 people to come back every month. So that brings us into part of the onboarding system. And you need to make sure that's done your first week. That person number one needs to be on auto ship. Auto ship. Without auto ship, you're finished. I would never even consider joining a company that does not have a auto ship program. It's ridiculous. Why, forget it. You're throwing sand against the wall, hoping something will stick. Okay? So and let me give you some advice as far as auto ship. When somebody, if they sort of wonder, well, why do I got to be on auto ship? If you are in a health and wellness company, take this principle if you're in a different field, but it works the same. But anytime somebody says that to me, well, do I have to be on auto ship? My answer to that is, well, let me ask you, Becky, what month do you not want to be healthy? Oh, yeah, you can't just take this product one time and you're healthy the rest of your life, right? That's reasonable, isn't that, Becky? If you want good health, you have to commit to good health. You can't sample good health. And you saw the information, everything I provided, so aren't you convinced this is a healthy product? Yeah, great. So again, what month would, this is June. Are you wanting to be unhealthy in August? No. That's the reason why we have an auto ship. The other thing is convenience. It's something you get busy, you forget to reorder, right? Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, okay. And also keep in mind, this is not an investment in a business. This is an investment in your health. Investment in a business is something else. That's going to take time. That is your time that you're going to commit. So I want you to understand that this is an investment in your health, and that's probably the best thing you're going to get out of this. Second to that is, I want to see you do very well in the business. So auto ship is the first step. You got to make sure that's done that first week. If you don't get them on auto ship, you wasted your time. You got a one-time sale. Try to chase them if you want. That's not the way to do it. And it's also, we're training them from the very beginning. So if you don't get them on auto ship, why would they get any of their people on auto ship? So that's one thing that you have to think about. Now, some people, so let's picture this. First week, again, first 72 hours, 3 days, they don't have their product yet. Now they got their product. Some people like to do an unboxing video. That's like launching their business. It sounds great, but it's dangerous, in my opinion. Again, going back to what I said in the first 72 hours, what did we tell that person not to do? not to get on Facebook and announce about their products and their opportunity, because they're going to Google it, and then all the warm market's going to say, and they're not taking your calls, they're not answering your messages. To me, you lost the element of surprise. Plus, you lost leverage in making sure that they get the correct perception of what you're doing. You lost that. Because Google's going to make sure they have the wrong perception. Does that mean you can't do an unboxing video? You can if you want to. If you do it this way, in my opinion. Take it for what it's worth, okay? And that is, if you want to talk about it, let's go to the principle of murmuring, or not murmuring. I can't believe I did that. I have been working out in the yard today. Mumbling is the word. There you go, Jeff. Mumbling's, let me give you an example of mumbling. So I want to talk to you about my product, but I don't want to give the name of my product. I don't even want to look like I'm really in the business. That's mumbling. And let's just say I'm down in my gym. I got a gym here in my house, or you could do it at gym when you go, wherever you go, or if you're out for a brisk walk, whatever the setting is, doesn't matter. But I could say, hey guys, just down here, today I'm working on arms and I'm doing abs as well, trying to catch both, you know, and I give some value about, you know, what I'm doing, the workout and all that. And now here comes the mumbling. And yeah, you know, I finally found a protein product that's meeting my needs, giving me the results I want. If you haven't found a protein product that's doing that for you, just send me a message. I'll be glad to help you out. And so tomorrow I'm going to be working on shoulders. I'm going to be, you see what I mean? And people are going, what? It creates what? Curiosity. That's mumbling. So I'm not saying, hey, I'm in XYZ company. It's awesome. It's wonderful. It's going to make you healthy. And there's an opportunity with it. You see what I mean? And that's what most do. And then everybody's getting off, right? So mumbling, again, makes it look like it's not salesy. It doesn't look intentional. It doesn't look like you're trying to pitch them on something. You're not talking about your company. You're not talking about your opportunity. So, going back to this, if you would like to do an unboxing, I'm not saying don't. I'm saying that many that do the unboxing launches for their business just don't do it right. They sabotage any chance they have with their warm market by announcing that they're with a network marketing company. And then everybody's going to Google it, okay? So, what I'd recommend that you do is just, again, be in mumbling. You're in a setting, you're in your kitchen. I'm going if it's a wellness product. If you're a service-oriented business, you can always take this and creatively apply it your own way, okay? But since so much in network marketing is in wellness, I'll just go with that illustration. That you're in your kitchen, maybe you're talking about a recipe, and oh, by the way, I just want to show you guys something. I got something in the mail today. I'm pretty excited about it. And I'm going to unbox this and talk a little bit about it. And you pull out a few of your products and you just talk about what the products, you know, why you were interested in that product. Again, you're not announcing a network marketing company name or mentioning it's network marketing. You're not talking about that you've joined anything. Don't say you joined. Those are cursed words. Don't use the word join. Anyway, and just talk about why you're excited, and don't spend too much time on it. A few minutes is enough, because it's going to sound like a commercial. And then say, hey, if you're interested in something like, if you're interested in knowing more about it, I'd be happy to help you out. Just message me, and then change the subject. This is mumbling. Change the subject and go on, move on, because otherwise it'll look like it was an intentional commercial. You're trying to recruit them in something. So yes, you can do that. You can, you know, you can do an unboxing if you want to do that. So that's the thing. So keep that in mind. So couple other things that you want to be able to do. Again, we're talking about what you're going to do your first week. We're moving beyond the 72 hours, the 3 days. They got their products in the mail. What do you want to do now? Follow up with them. There's two things you want to accomplish in that. Number one is make sure they're on the product. Make sure they're on the product. Number two, see if you can get other family members in their family on the product. Why? Because you want to create excitement in their circle, in their personal tribe. You want other family members validating that they made a good decision. And hopefully you did that when you helped them put that order together in the beginning, when they agreed to join you. You might talk about their spouse, what they're interested, or look in your own product line. Products that the other spouse can use, products that the children can use. Very important to get it into that you recruit a family, not an individual. So that's something. The other thing is that, so you make sure that they're using the products, family members are using the products. And then second is you want to follow up on that list and make sure that they are find out when they're launching. What is their launch date? They got their products. It's like people wait for their products. They're never going to begin the business until they started on the product, right? It is what it is, okay? So then the start date. And if the start date is the day after they started on the products and they're excited about that, great. Remember, their excitement level's a 10, their belief level's a 2. It's your job to move that belief level up a few notches. How do you do that? By taking action. You get them into taking action. All you want them to do is just do that. You're not asking them to get results. If you ask them to get results, you're going to put too much pressure on them and blow them out. They're just going to think there's too much expected, too much talent that they don't have. But what they have to understand is what you told them in the beginning. Look, you're not going to do this alone. I'm going to be with you. We're going to have a lot of fun and make some money together. That's the whole idea. We don't want them getting so stressed out and serious about this. So that's the very thing that you want to do, is to get them into action. But here's where your leadership plays the part. You're going to help them get results. See, they have to borrow strength from you because they don't have that strength. They don't have that belief. You do. They have the excitement level, but they don't have the belief. They have the excitement level, but they don't have the strength. That's where you come into part. You say, well, Jeff, I really don't feel that's wrong. I don't want to hear that. It's time that you've been in this long enough. Quit telling yourself these false stories. It's time to grow up and get on with it. Don't get mad at me. I'm just telling you the truth. It's just tough love I'm going to give you. I still love you. It reminds me of a woman. Let's go back to the year 1993. I recruited a woman, right? I just asked her to take action. I'll deliver the results. I'll do that. And so I said, and we had a weight loss product back then. A weight loss product, the name of it was Power Trim. Power Trim. Anyway, and this is what I told Mary. I said, Mary, here's what I want you to do. I want you to take action. Tell me where to meet you. Just find a free room at a restaurant and I'll be there. I'll do the presentation. I'll do the work. I'll sell it. You just find some fat ladies and get them in that room. Don't you ladies get mad at me, okay? I know none of you are that way. And if you are, it doesn't matter. Your husbands will always tell you there's more to love. More for them to love. Hey, we just have fun with this. We joke about it. There's fat guys in this too. Matter of fact, she did get some fat guys there. Anyway, so I showed up at the meeting, and there they were. She took action. I delivered the results. So I took her belief level from a 2 to maybe a 6. Her excitement level's a 10, right? And so I was right in the presentation and doing everything. She got so excited, she jumped up and said, well, let's just cut to the chase. All I want to know is who's in, who's out. If you're in, hands up. I'm handing out the products or the applications and the order forms. That was how we did it back in 1993. They all signed up. It was amazing. She became a very fast track leader. But you see my point, friends. That first week I had to get what? What did I have to do to move her belief level from a 2 to move it up the scale to try to match her excitement level, which was on a 10? I had to do what? I had to get results. I had to get results. And that's what you have to do with that new person when you bring them in that first week. Is that if it's one customer, I don't care. You got to come up with a result. You know what most leaders will do? They'll say, well, sure am glad I got her in. Yeah, I got me another leader. Good deal, good deal. And they're not in touch with them. When they finally do get in touch with them, did you get your products? You should know when they're going to get their products. You should know that. Okay? Did you get your products? Hey, you might want to put that list together. I'm telling you, by the end of the week, they're out of it. I don't even think you'll have them as a customer unless your product's really, really, really good. But we didn't train them properly. So, okay. So, they take action. You help them get results because of your leadership. So how do you do that today? You're not going to go to a restaurant and gather a group of people, but you can do Zoom calls. You can have opportunity meetings on your Zoom calls. If your upline's not doing that, maybe you could ask them to help. Maybe you could ask for a PowerPoint in doing presentations, things like that. If a lot of people are home, they're afraid to get out because of the COVID-19 issues. Okay, fine. You have and you're going to see it's going to get worse. So you have a window of time where people are home and you can get them on your meetings, doing Zoom meetings. So just ask for help for some of your upline if you don't know how to do that. Encourage them to organize it. You can organize it together and have regular meetings. Also trainings. Invite that new person on that first 7 days on a training. Things like that. What you want is community validation, or social proof that what you have works. That's all they want to know. Their belief level's a 2. You want to move it up to a 10. Again, by getting results, by also inviting them to your meetings. I mean, too many leaders are sitting back doing nothing right now when they could be really taking action. And that's what this is all about that first week. It's about taking action. So encourage them and get them to do that, to get on that, get on in the meeting. Of course, you want them in your Facebook groups. If you have a product group, have them in that product group, tag them in a story, have them hear what's going on. Social proof is so important because they're not waiting to see how the product works for them. You don't want that. You don't want them to wait. You want to get them into action. But social proof validates what you said about your product. Most important. So those are some of my thoughts I want to leave you with. 7 days we talked about last week. First 72 hours, your first 3 days, that was mostly an orientation period where you get them to download your company app. They know the prospecting video, the product video, get them to make that list. But it's the next 4 days after that, they got their product. What is going to happen? Now you got to get them in action, and now you're going to support them by helping them get results. So I hope this was helpful tonight to you, and I'll be back on tomorrow night talking about some more things that can help expedite your success. I appreciate you guys getting on, really do. I was a little late getting here because I had some bear issues. You think I have a bear farm here. You know, I had some bears at war with one another, so we have bear wars here that go on, you know. It's sort of crazy, right? Well, that's what happens when you live in the country. So thanks again for getting on. I'll see you tomorrow night.